Okay, Shawn, here's your new Washington right here. This is one that you're going to get. We're just working on the FM deviation right now. I just asked you if you wanted one of these. If you don't want it now, you can always get one later. This is the one that you want to use for this radio. That's what I'm using right now to send the tone in and stuff. So it works pretty good. This is FM. I'm going to turn that up to 4. 4.1. So that's done. So now we're gonna just do the rest of the radio really quick. This is the power settings for AM. So the highest dead key we're gonna set it to about 16 watts, about like that. That's the transmit frequency. It defaults to 28 megahertz, so. And then we're going to adjust the other levels. This one will be 8. Or right about 8. The next one will be 4. Oh shoot. I just powered the radio off, so let me come back when that's done. I don't want to sit here and show step by step because I want to get a couple things done. Yours done, and I got another guy's striker I want to get done, and I got some stuff I got to get done around here. Okay, so on the low power side, I took you down to a 1/2 watt minimum on AM. You don't expect much of anything from that level, but you know, just sometimes you might need a lower than 1 watt. The low power modulation, the most you can get it with the single tones, about 94 and some odd percent. That's what you see there. So I'll come back and show you the high power side. The little bit of jaggedness, that's the boost up conversion board doing that to the waveform. Luckily you don't hear any of that in the modulation with voice. So this is the mid power setting. So the radio kind of wakes up around 4 watts or so, which is where we're at right now. So when you modulate that, it's over that 4 times threshold, which is good. And then it looks much more natural. Looks really nice. So you lose a lot of that jaggedness and all that stuff there. And let's see if we can't squeak a little bit more, but that's about the extent of it, about 98%. And she looks really good. So that's good there. I'm listening to channel 36 right now on my recently acquired 148 GTL. I try not to frequent 38 too much these days because it's just not really anything I want to hear. And I won't go into any more about that, but 36 it seems to be a little more mellow of a frequency, and seems like guys just want to come out there and talk and stuff and make contacts. You don't hear a lot of that other crap out there that you hear on 38. So this is the high power side here, I think. So about 98% there, and it's dead keying about 8 or so, and it's going up to, that's not, yeah, that's more accurate there, about 35, and that's how it looks here. You can see it's really nice. So that one's good. And then the last one we'll do is the top end power, which is going to be that 16 watt dead key one. So we'll go to that setting. So there's the 16 watts there. That 338 guy, I hear him out there a lot. He must, I think he's a driver. He drives for a living. He's always out there on this channel. Okay, so showing about 95% right now, so we can get a little bit more out of that probably. might be a little too much, but we'll see. It's pretty close, man. That's a little bit better there. So just back it off just a hair. So yeah, it's nice and clean. So that's good. Sorry about the light. I know the light's always kind of reflecting into the screen, but I don't see it here. So there's our real RMS with the modulated tone. The bird doesn't really give us a real RMS. So again, I don't think that these are really a good interpretation of real RMS because they just don't have a good sense of that. These are for carrier and with the peak kit for modulated signals, but not for like an RMS reading. This is more like a true RMS measuring meter. It's way more accurate for what we want to do with it. How in the world guys in the CB hobby and stuff that show radios and stuff, how they make their bird meter swing like it's peak, I don't get that, but hey, it's not for me to know everything. I don't really care either, but I know with my own equipment that I bought new, I didn't buy this one new, but this one is a very nice meter for just what I'm using, a ton of sampling. But if I switch the elements around, this one will show exactly as this one on RMS. There's no difference. So my bird meters are not modified in any way, and I'm not saying people do, but I do think there's some things that are a little strange on things that I see, which again, it doesn't matter. It's not what I think or say or do. It's what makes somebody happy. All this stuff that we're doing with this radio equipment just makes us happy, or else we wouldn't do it. If it's not making you happy, then I would recommend getting out of the hobby and find something different to do with the hobby. Another hobby that you do enjoy. So RMS power, we have too much on sideband usually with these, so I'm going to clean that up. So we'll cut that down to about half. That's probably good there. So this is a good interpretation now of the radio generates a single tone or something on its own as soon as you plug the mic in this setting, and you can see that here on the AM modulation analyzer. So let's go back up and put this back up all the way where it was. You can see it's kind of increased, but when I run a real two-tone test, it's very distorted, the waveform. So this doesn't give you a true interpretation of all of how the radio is working on sideband other than power. So if we peak that, it's about 40, and that's showing about 36. So to me, that's not giving me a real understanding of what the radio's doing, and if it's linear on sideband or if it's just a hot mess. But I already know that these are not that good out of the box, so what I'm doing should help it, and it always does. Okay, so I'll come back and show you the sideband, how it looks on the test equipment. The fans are on. They are running. I'm going to leave them on. You can figure what's best for you. You can turn that control up. When I first powered it on, it was 145 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's already cooling the radio off, which is good. They'll stay running in this setup though. I have it at like 20 Celsius. I think if you go below 30 Celsius, they kick on and they run all the time. I've probably shown that 100 times on other videos, but I think that's how it works. So what I'll do now is I'll set up a real two-tone here, and I'm just curious to see how I did versus you know, how it was out of the factory, which was too much. So I'll come back when I have that set up. One cool thing about this spectrum analyzer, it has the optional things in it, like this modulation analyzer. You can see here, even though we're on AM, you can see it's nice and rounded, and it's showing about 89%. Without even adjusting anything, we can already see a nice, well-rounded waveform here. So all I want to do is see, okay, how well did I actually do? So I want to do this, and this, and this, and I'm just going to balance my numbers there so that the two tones are kind of similar in amplitude. I want to be level. That's good there. Alright, so now I'm gonna run the test. So yeah, this is really good here, about 25. That's actually better than a lot of the other radios that I send out. So I mean, I could turn it down some, but I mean, it's better to be a higher number there. A higher number is always better. So, you know, and then as you can see with PEP with the two-tone, it's about 40 still there and about the same there. So we're still looking the same. If we put this in RMS and this in RMS, now we're about 20 something here and about 18 or 19 there. So pretty good. And I think that's what the radio needs for sideband. Alright, if you don't understand that, all that stuff, that's okay. The main thing is that it's done and it's taken care of. So she's a little warm, but she's okay with the fans on. I'm going to get this adapter off here. I haven't heard if you want the adapter or not, but if you don't, that's fine. I'll just send you another pay link and throw it in the box with it. But I have a bunch of those, so because I know you had asked if you were able to use this mic with it, and yes, you can. You can rewire it yourself for a 6-pin plug if you want to do that. Because I think you have the DX, which is the 4-pin mic. So that's up to you if you want to rewire it. It's, you know, you can get yourself a 6-pin plug and put a new plug on, or you can use the adapter, or you can use this mic that comes with it. This is mine, but so let's check the power. Here's the power on sideband. Okay. So the main thing is we still are doing the rated power of the radio. Hello radio, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, check. Hello radio. But now it's a little more consistent, and the signal will be way cleaner on the output. So it is important on sideband to have a proper signal going out. AM, you can get away with a lot more, but you know, you got to realize in the sideband hobby, you know, there's guys running $1,000 radios out there, and people like to sit there and get a god complex and sometimes think because my radio costs more than you that I'm a better operator. I'm going to make fun of your radio because it's a lesser expensive radio, and that's entirely not true. I mean, in some cases, yeah, they are better in a lot of ways, but it doesn't mean that, you know, somebody's a better operator because they have a more expensive radio, or they have a better antenna, or they have a whatever. I mean, an operator is an operator. Everybody has a chance in their life to enjoy radio if they choose to enjoy it. And how I look at it is, life's too short to worry about what somebody else has, and you know, just enjoy what you have and just go with what you can, and you know, that's all you can do. So if you worry about what everybody else has and what you don't, then you're missing out. Just enjoy the equipment that you have, make the most of what you have, and just get out there and be active on the bands. That's all you can really do. Here is AM. So we're on the highest power mode right now, about 16 watt carrier, and that's what she's doing for power. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay. Of course, I'm on the mid band on the dummy load, so the span function is on, so you can tap this button and go anywhere you want in the radio. Here's down on 12 meters, so we'll just kind of pretend that we're going to use AM here for whatever reason. So here's 12 meters, so the radio still does pretty much the same power on 12 meters. You can see this element is good for 2 to 30 megahertz, so we covered the whole HF spectrum basically here. 1 2 3 1 2 3, minus a little bit on 160, but hello radio 1 2 3. So the bird is showing just a tad bit more than the LP. The LP is a little more accurate, I think, but it's not a big deal. So here's 10 meter. and put us somewhere in the 10 meter band. So here's our 10 meter, and now again this is AM. You probably would never use AM here, but as you can see, that's what the power is doing there. We'll go back to upper sideband, and on upper sideband on 10 meter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, check 1, 2, about the same. So again, it's a talking little radio. You can lower it down with this RF power. When you key up, you can press the button and you can back the power down and just let off the key, and then you'll see, I know you can't really see too well, but I have the sticker still on there, but you can see now that the radio's cut the power in half, which, you know, is fine. If you don't need the power, then don't run it. So it's entirely up to what you want to do with it. And these colors here represent certain functions of the radio, so I would definitely reference the user manual for the understanding of what these colors mean. I think this color means that you're in the RX clarifier mode. There still is a R mode, a RT mode, and a T mode on this radio, and it's designated by what color is here. So that's something you'll want to pay attention to. And that's about it, really. Pretty self-explanatory radio here. I like the span function because then you get rid of the stupid span stuff, or the bands. You don't need that on here. I mean, you still see them, but I did name your band CB here for you too. So that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. I'll put this on my antenna really quick, and actually let's just quickly try to listen to it on my dummy load on this Cobra 148 GTL. We'll transmit here, and then we'll listen on my Cobra. This is on the dummy load, of course, but we'll still pick it up on the Cobra. Okay, here's the Cobra 148 GTL. Here's the President Washington. So we're listening to it on the Uniden base station speaker here to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check. So that's that. So it's working good. I'm going to switch the antenna over to the Washington, and we'll just have a listen to the band here before I get this video out of the way. Okay, here's on the same antenna the 148 was on, so I got an antenna switch that I can select between different radios. I just have to hook them up to the position on the switch. Ireland. Alright, Shawn, well, I'm going to get this ready to go for you, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks again. 73.